History made at the Democratic Convention. Vice President Kamala Harris becoming the first black woman and the first Asian American to accept the nomination of a major party.
Take a look at this photo. That is Harris's great niece, Amara, watching her auntie take the stage, bearing witness to this history-making moment.
What an image that is. Harris pointed to the future, saying America can chart a new way forward. She called Donald Trump an unserious man posing a serious threat to America and the world, capping off a convention week the Democrats could not have imagined just a few weeks ago. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce starts us off from the convention floor. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, Kamala Harris told the crowd here that she is no stranger to unlikely journeys, and last night she shared hers with the nation, reintroducing herself to voters, taking shots at Donald Trump, making her case, and yes, making history too.
Overnight, Kamala Harris stepping onto the convention stage and into history.
On behalf of everyone whose story could only be written in the greatest nation on earth, I accept your nomination to be President of the United States of America.
The first black woman and first Asian American to accept the nomination of a major party, sharing her American story. The daughter of immigrants, her worldview shaped by the strength of her mother.
She taught us to never complain about injustice, but do something about it. Do something about it. That was my mother. And she taught us, and she also taught us, and never do anything half-assed. And that is a direct quote.
Harris acknowledging her unusual path to the top of the ticket.
The path that led me here in recent weeks was no doubt unexpected. But I'm no stranger to unlikely journeys.
With her family watching proudly on, Harris speaking to the urgency of the moment.
Our nation with this election has a precious, fleeting opportunity to move past the bitterness, cynicism, and divisive battles of the past, a chance to chart a new way forward. Not as members of any one party or faction, but as Americans. And let me say, I know there are people of various political views watching tonight, and I want you to know, I promise to be a president for all Americans.
Harris arguing Donald Trump presents a danger to democracy.
In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man. But the consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious. Just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails.
The former prosecutor point by point laying out her case against Trump, saying he would put wealthy Americans ahead of the middle class and continue to endanger reproductive freedoms.
Simply put, they are out of their minds. One must ask, why exactly is it that they don't trust women? Well, we trust women. We trust women.
And on foreign policy, as the first female commander-in-chief, Harris vowing to stand up to dictators, not idolize them.
I will not cozy up to tyrants and dictators like Kim Jong-un who are rooting for Trump. As president, I will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals, because in the enduring struggle between democracy and tyranny, I know where I stand and I know where the United States belongs.
And on the Israel-Hamas war, vowing to ensure Israel's right to defend itself while also protecting Palestinians.
What has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. The scale of suffering is heartbreaking. President Biden and I are working to end this war, such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
With 74 days to go, Harris with a call to action.
It is now our turn to do what generations before us have done, guided by optimism and faith, to fight for this country we love, to fight for the ideals we cherish, and to uphold the awesome responsibility that comes with the greatest privilege on earth, the privilege and pride of being an American.
Vowing to take the country forward.
We know what a second Trump term would look like, but America, we are not going back. We are not going back.
As the balloons fell, Harris closing out the convention with her family and running mate by her side.
Now, Harris did not mention her race or gender here last night or tackle the history of this moment head on, but it certainly was not lost on this crowd. Women, especially black women in their suffragette white, overcome by emotion. This was a convention like we have never seen before, from the many celebrity appearances to those barn burner speeches by political heavyweights. And now Kamala Harris and her team have to carry this momentum forward. In a rare move, she's actually not hitting the campaign trail immediately today, but make no mistake, this is going to be now a all-out sprint to the finish. George, 74 days to go.
Till the final votes. Okay, Mary, thanks very much.